come to one of my closest stands. I've seen 3 deer, but nothing that was within bow range for me. But we did successfully harvest our first trapping fur of the year, the old coon. And that one set I had over here, deer stepped in it 3 times already. I might have to move it. It's on the edge of a deer trail. I mean, the deer just stumbled into it, of course, but I got my first catch in the MB 550. Usually I don't have much success with foothold traps with coons, but he wasn't getting out of that. It's getting dark now, too dark for me to shoot. But we'll be back in the morning. This deer came from behind me. I couldn't see. They may have been bedded in the corn, and then they came out of the corn. And then I seen them when they got into the soybean field there up on the side of the hill. Then they followed the edge of the corn all the way across the top of the hill, and then I lost sight of them when they went over the ridge there. But yeah, we'll be back sitting out tomorrow. Hopefully I'll get some more sets out tomorrow too. It's been getting cold, it's been getting frosty, so the coons are going to start moving, I think. And the canines are going to start moving. I haven't seen much canine activity though. And I'm not the only person that's saying that. I've been watching some of the other guys, the guys that trap in PA on YouTube, and not much canine activity for some reason. All right, we're gonna wrap it up. Get our coon and then we're going home. All right, back on the trap line. Had a successful morning in the deer woods. Filled my other doe tag. Used my new Killer Instinct crossbow. Deer went 50 yards, keeled over. Pleased with that. Now we're back on the trap line. Okay, here's our remake. Done a walkthrough this way. Right here, see I have a bait hole. Big eye appeal on this. I mean, look at the freaking ring he left on the pathway here. It sticks out like a sore thumb, look at it. So the trap was still anchored well. I rebedded it, used peat moss this time to cover it, and I put ambush bait back in here, and then I put some K1 lure on it. A little bit of fox urine, not much, just a little bit on either side. You see all the duff, I mounted it up in the back, and then the trap is like just offset. Let me see if I get it. It's offset like right here, right in front of the hole. So my intent is that I want to get them to walk through that little trench there where I have cleared it. But this, I mean, there's raccoon urine and droppings and everything here. So that MB 550 held that coon really good. Also, something I've changed this year. I was actually talking to Live More Outdoors about this. I had said it. He was using mesh pan covers. I have a lot of problems with mesh pan covers with coons. I get a lot of dry land coon here. There's corn, there's soy, there's houses around here. They're going and getting in people's garbage, and of course coons have very dexterous hands, and they feel everything with their hands. So on this set, I did not use a mesh pan cover. I used an underhull, like a little foam pad that goes underneath the pan. And he had no clue that there was anything there. I've had a lot of problems. If you look up some of my older videos where I've had coons pull those, they feel that little mesh pan cover and then they pull it off. and then they uncover the trap, or they feel the trap, and then they're messing with the trap and flipping it out. And then you think, oh, I've got a digger fox or whatever. It's not. It's a coon messing with it. So he was caught really well. He held him. I mean, that MB550, I was pretty impressed with that. Sometimes with coons you can have issues with them in footholds. I've had a coon pull out of a foothold. He was close to a tree line, and he actually was able to get himself where he wrapped the chain around the tree, and he pulled with his hind feet and his other front foot, and he pulled himself out of it. I had it on trail camera. But my other set that I had over here, I had a lot of deer issues with that one. A couple times already I've reset that because the deer have stepped in it, and you know, they just pulled it up. I can see the deer footprints running right through it, so I might have to move that set. Nothing in the DP. You'd think the coon, I get the coon in the DP. Nope, got him in the canine set I had made here that he's after destroying. Okay, gotta put some more traps out and see what happens. Not much canine activity. Oh, this is really funny. There's 3 deer, and they are right underneath the tree stand. How funny is that? There's no bucks though, they're all does. Here they go. Boing! That is funny as hell. I moved that tree stand last year when they had the crops changed to hunt clover field that they had in here where the corn is. That is funny. They were right underneath the stand. Hey, what are you doing? You sniff any canines? Sarge, where's the foxes at? Where's the coyotes at? Go find them. What a unit. Okay. No hunting today, Sunday. Not allowed hunting a Sunday in PA. Not big game anyway. Foxes and coyotes you can hunt. Crows, but they're opening some Sundays for big game hunting. Minimal days, 3 or 4 days. I think 3 days that they're opening this year. One in archery season, one in gun season, one for bear season, I think. We're checking sets tonight. No catches, which is not unusual for my area. I can go a long time without, it's not like I catch something every day. I am only running minimal amount of sets, just small. How many sets do I have out now? 1, 2, 3, 6. And every week I'll put a little bit more out or change location if I'm seeing sets that are not producing. A lot of guys you see will say set on sign, and obviously that's very good advice. For water trapping I do that. I will put a set right in a muskrat run. For canines here that's a little different. The canines here for me, they roam big areas. Coyotes like a wolf pack, you know. I might see coyotes once a month. I get them on my trail camera, maybe more than that. Maybe once every 2 months I'll see a coyote. Doesn't mean they're not here, it just means they're not here all the time. So just some advice for young trappers: set on good location, and don't be discouraged if you're not catching something every day. Don't expect to catch something every day. You're not gonna. If you set on good location, sooner or later that trap will produce. Of course, if you're setting on a path that's like hammered down, and it's loaded with coon tracks, and that coon is traveling that track every day from a den site, say, and he's, you know, traveling to somewhere, well, your likelihood of catching something on that sign is very high. I have to be careful here. Say like right here. Can you see the trail that's going into the, right here? Now that grass is like beat down, and it's right on the junction of the corn and the soybean. And it's a very definite trail. Something is walking in and out of there. You can see it. It's like, look at it, it's a highway. Now I could put a blind set in there, or I could put a flat set in there. And 9 times out of 10, a deer is gonna step in that trap and stop it from working. I have a good chance of catching a coon or a fox or a coyote in that trail. But keeping that set working, you know, and keeping the deer out of it, that can be difficult. So you got it. There's coyote droppings right here, old coyote droppings, right there. It's loaded with deer hair, right in the middle of the tractor trail. So yeah, the set on location and just wait them out. Sometimes that's what you have to do. Yeah, it'd be really nice to go and trap and, you know, have something in every trap every day. I don't see that. Sometimes in my water trapping I did with the muskrat, there was one time, actually one season, I had 10 traps in a pond, a muskrat pond, and I went back the following morning and I had 10 rats. I had 1 rat in every trap. And that was probably my highest catch rate ever that I've ever had. But for the canines, yeah, it's a wait. It's a wait. I had the trail camera I checked on my furthest stand, a trail camera I checked yesterday, and in a week I had a fox pass that stand one time. It was the only time I seen it. I actually had a bear pass that stand at midnight, of all things. He was cruising around. But yeah, so like I said, don't be discouraged if you don't see activity every day. Sometimes the canines are there, sometimes they're not there. Same with the coon. The coon here roam. They roam a lot. I know a lot of guys set traps on along the water for coon. There's creeks here. There's a creek here that I'm going to trap. My water season's coming open in a few days, about 10 days I'd say. And I'll set that trap, or I'll set traps on the creek for mink. I'm looking to see if I can trap a mink this year. If I get one, I'll be lucky. If I get one. If I get two, it'll be like Christmas come early. So I'm gonna set some traps out for mink. But yeah, I get a lot of dryland coon here because they eat the corn and stuff. They eat the soybean. You know, they're always in everything here. But I can get really big coons. But yeah, don't be discouraged if you don't catch something every day. Sometimes you just have to wait them out. If the trap is in a good location, it's gonna catch sooner or later. All right, time to go home. We'll be back checking tomorrow.